In Parshas Bereishis, we learn about Adam and Chava and the original Avera, the first sin to ever happen, eating from the Eitz Hadas, the tree of knowledge. Yet, when we look at the punishments, you're going to find yourself with a massive question. You see, the snake convinced Chava to eat from the tree, and then Chava convinced Adam to eat from the tree. So when we think about who's going to get punished the hardest, of course it should be the snake. Yet, when we look at the Torah, we see that that's not necessarily the case. Adam's punishment was that he's going to now have to work very hard in order to make a living. To have parnasa, to have what to eat, he's going to have to work the field, and it's going to be very difficult and very challenging. Chava, her punishment is that now labor, having children, it's going to be very difficult, very challenging, and very painful. But the snake's punishment? The Torah says that now the snake is going to have to eat from the dust of the field. Eat from the dust of the field, what does that mean? If you look at the animal kingdom, one of the biggest challenges for any animal out there, the biggest thing it's concerned about is where is its next meal going to come from? Is it going to have what to eat? But what's Hashem telling the snake? Hashem's telling the snake, unlimited food. You just have to eat dirt now. It's going to be from the ground. I don't know. Something's not sounding right. The snake, which was the biggest problem, the one that caused everyone else to do Averas, his biggest punishment is a diet change? How does that make any sense? I think we could answer the question, but first we have to look at a Gemara. And the Gemara says that if a person doesn't have any suffering in their life for 40 days, it's as if they have their world in this world. What does that mean? It means that their Olam Haba, their world to come reward, it happened in this world. 40 days, no suffering, you had your world in this world, you had your Olam Haba in this world, it's as if Hashem wrote you off. Wow, that sounds intense. It kind of sounds like suffering is actually a way that God is building a relationship with us and communicating with us. He's not writing us off. So how does that make any sense? There's a story I heard once. There was a little boy who was playing with a ball in the street, and the ball rolls across the street, and he runs after the ball, and a car comes and narrowly misses him. The driver just yells out the window at the boy, "You crazy kid," and drives off. The boy says, "Wow, this is fun. This is way better than playing with the ball." He hides behind a bush, waits for another car to come, runs into the street. The driver swerves, tries to get out of the way. The kid's having a great time. He's loving this. Third car comes, kid's hiding, jumps into the middle of the street. The car slams to a stop. The driver gets out and hits the kid. What's the difference with the third driver? The third driver is the boy's father. Because in order to actually discipline the kid, that means that he had to actually care about his child. His father is the only one that actually cared about him. So I want you to think about it this way. Imagine you're driving down the street. You have your Waze on, you're trying to use it as a GPS, and it tells you to make a left. Instead, you go ahead and you make a right. And your GPS says, don't worry, keep going straight, you'll be fine. That's a horrible GPS. Why? Because the GPS's job is to reroute us. That's how Hashem uses suffering in our life. Sometimes when we're going through life and we're not going the right direction, Hashem will put some sort of suffering in our life to remind us that we have a relationship with Him. It's His way of communicating with us, and it's His way of rerouting us. That's the answer to why the snake seemed to have gotten off the easiest. The snake's punishment was that Hashem is saying to him, your food is the dust of the earth. I don't even want to provide for you anymore. I'm done with this relationship. Adam, yes, he did an Avera. I still have a relationship with him. He has to work hard, and I'll provide for him. Chava, I still have a relationship with her. She's going to have suffering in her life. But you, Mr. Snake, I don't even want to have a relationship with you. I don't want to provide food for you anymore. We're done. I think that this is a very important lesson. When we go through life and we have suffering in our life, and all of us will have suffering, that we need to go ahead and take a look at it and say, time out. Maybe this is God communicating with me. Maybe this is God's way of saying, hey, take a look at your life and question, am I going in the right direction? Everyone have an amazing Shabbos.